Hello and a warm welcome to HW News Network, your one-stop show, truth be told, for some engaging and thought-provoking conversations. Leader of the opposition, Rahul Gandhi, today dropped the Haryana files at a time when Bihar is readying for the first phase of elections on Thursday in 121 assembly constituencies. Now, what were the big highlights? A Brazilian model was amongst those who had upset the Congress's apple cart in the Haryana Assembly elections late last year. That's what the leader of the opposition in the Lok Sabha said, and he carried on with his expose of the vote theft in the Indian elections. And this is what exactly he implied. And I'm going to quote certain portions from what his presentations were. Point number one in 8 voters of Haryana is fake. Of the 2 crore voters in Haryana, at least 25 lakh are fake. Possibly there are more. That's what Rahul Gandhi said while addressing the press conference. Then he said that possibly the number of fake voters is higher. And he said this is a system. This has now been industrialized and can be used in any state. The same will happen in Bihar. You may ask why we can't stop it. The voters list is given to us at the last minute before the elections. This is what he said. And then in the midst of his presentation, an image appeared on the screen with a question in Hindi written with Roman alphabets. What was it written? What was written on it? Kaun hai ye, which is who is she? Her name appears as Seema, Sweetie, Saraswati 22 times. And in 10 booths, she has voted in the Rai Assembly seat in Haryana. Now, this photograph is not of a woman from Haryana or India. She's a Brazilian model. And this is a centralized operation, not the handiwork of a booth level officer. This was done by people above the BLO's rank. Now, as he had done previously for Bangalore, Central's Mahadevapura and Bidar's Aland, Rahul came with tons of paper, all supposedly the voter lists, which he claimed exposed the malintent of the Election Commission, which is supposed to be the custodian of electoral democracy in India. Now, according to the data which was prepared by Rahul's team, after combing through the electoral rolls, there are, and this is very important, there are 5,21,619 duplicate voters in Haryana, around 90,000 with invalid addresses, and 19 lakh bulk voters. And this is what he said. After we accessed the Form 6 for Mahadevapura, the EC has stopped giving access. We cannot give the numbers of how many voters were deleted in Haryana. From our experience in Aland, we suspect that there was a 30% misuse of the forms. This is what he said. And in the case of 25 lakh voters, we have a crystal clear proof. They are fake, duplicate, they do not exist, or were designed in a way that anyone can vote, like blurry images in the identity cards. Now, what all did he show? 1 photo, 1 assembly, and 100 votes. They created space for anyone to vote from other parts of Haryana or from outside Haryana. Here is a woman. Her photograph appears on hundreds of records. Why? Vikram Singh, is she a man or a woman? A woman's photograph appears in 9 places, same picture, different names, sometimes men, sometimes women, different addresses, different ages. Now, if you look at the presentation, you would feel that there's nothing new in it. This is exactly what was said before. But today, what he has exposed is that this is a nationwide phenomenon, not just happening in one particular constituency, but here you have a stolen mandate from an entire state. Vote chori ki sarkar. That's what exactly he has alleged. Now, immediately after the press conference, we saw Kiran Rijiju holding a press conference, again denying all the charges. He said that Rahul Gandhi's explanation is not logical. He goes to Thailand, he goes to Cambodia, and then he comes back with some frivolous arguments which are so unbecoming of a leader of the opposition. This is what Kiran Rijiju had to say, and he held a press conference. Then I'm told that certain news websites must have spoken to Ganesh Kumar, or some sources within the Election Commission have put out the fact that Election Commission again has denied all the charges which have been alleged by Rahul Gandhi. So the big question we are asking, that what will happen after this press conference which was conducted by Rahul Gandhi today? What is the next step? He also addressed the Gen Z, that it is upon the younger generations now to restore democracy in the country. And coming as it does, this press conference just one day before the first phase of Bihar elections, does it impact the Bihar elections in any way? Joining me this evening is a very special panel of guests. We have Gurdeep Sappal, who is the Congress admin in charge and also CWC member, and he's also part of the empowered group of leaders, which is the Eagle cell of the Congress. And we also have lawyer and activist Arun Agarwal, who's been there with us on all the programs which are related to vote theft, electoral democracy. Thank you so much, both of you. And I'll begin with Gurdeep. Uh, Gurdeep, the first question which I'm going to ask, I don't know if anybody has asked since morning or not, but what we were given to understand that this is H files. Some platforms called it a hydrogen bomb. So if at the outset, if you could clarify, is this the hydrogen bomb which everyone was looking for? Or would be called, officially, this is going to be called Haryana files?
Well, I think, first of all, some audio problem is there. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very clearly. Yeah. I think there's a problem at Gurdeep's end. Yeah. Okay. So this is what, okay, I think Gurdeep is joining back. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, can you hear me, please?
Yes, I can.
Well, what Rahulji put out today was very clearly empirical evidence how a state government's election was stolen away. The government that people may have chosen, and in all probability did choose, is not ruling Haryana today because of this connivance between BJP and Election Commission of India, and because of this conspiracy.
Gurdeep, allow me to interrupt you. I think there is some audio problem at your end. Will you just reconnect? In the meanwhile, I'll take the first question from Arunji. If you can just reconnect your audio once again, or maybe connect it to the hotspot. Okay, so Arunji, I'll begin with you. We'll wait till the time Gurdeep comes back. What is the biggest takeaway of today's press conference? And how is it different from what was presented on Aland and Mahadevapura?
Good evening, Neeluji. See, the difference between the last and the present press conference is, not too much, but then it is that the whole thing was widespread across constituencies, and that it was an organized racket in which the election commission itself was a party, and you could not delegate that blame to some other this thing like the BLO or some other agency. So these were the chief takeaway. And why do you come to that conclusion is based on that Brazilian model. Now, definitely she did not come here and file her name. Definitely she did not fill the form 6. Definitely she is not, as Mr. Gyanesh Kumar would say, that she is the sister, mother or daughter of somebody. She might be the girlfriend of someone. How did that creep in? And in 10 booths it was there. So who is the ERO and ELO and produce the form 6 or take action against them? That means that you are taking faces from the international this thing and putting them over there as a pretty face, and it fancies you, and you are making the entire thing a joke. Even your imitation and your rigging is not authentic. At least when you rig properly. So, he has no defense. That was one. Secondly, the constant this thing, blaming the BLA, blaming the political party. Today, Rahul Gandhi set the record straight that a clean electoral roll is not the responsible of the political party. And in fact, the political party would do well to go to the court and say that don't allow the BLAs to have any role, because if a BLO can't take care of 300 households, then is not worth being a BLO. And it is your responsibility. They say it. There is a specific section in the manual. I have it written somewhere where it clearly says that it is the responsibility of the electoral roll officer to ensure that there is an error-free electoral roll, which they are not discharging. So these are the, the whose responsibility. The election commission can't keep on shifting this thing. Why didn't you keep earlier? Come earlier. You are not making the papers available. You are not making machine readable forms available. You are not making the videos available. You are not functioning in a transparent manner. And then you say that why didn't you come earlier? It takes time to detect. You are providing the electoral roll at the last moment. So all these, you see, he covered almost all the bases, all the questions that were asked. But then there are certain reforms that can be taken and should be taken, to which I will come later. Let Mr. Sappal have his say, then I'll elaborate on that.
I'll come to Gurdeep now. So, Gurdeep, my first question was that is this the hydrogen bomb which everyone was waiting for, or is it just the Haryana files and hydrogen bomb is yet to come?
Well, Nilu, hydrogen bomb term is to ensure that there's attraction, people understand the scale and the magnitude of the conspiracy. And certainly when you are able to steal away a state's election, when you are able to form government which may not have been chosen by the people of that state, then it does have that magnitude, and people should understand. And that is why this entire word was coined as a part of communication strategy. And this is something which should wake up people, because Haryana, even today, if you go to any district of Haryana and talk to people, they are still not able to understand how Congress lost the last election. People have tried to give various explanations at the state level, but when you talk to them at the constituency level, they say no, it was not possible that the Congress candidate could have lost. So this is something that we have put out before the people of Haryana and people of India, that this is how BJP is stealing the mandate. You have a right to choose the government of your own choice. This is the right that democracy has given you, the constitution has given you, and BJP, in connivance with Election Commission, is snatching away that right and is being the usurper of the power in a state.
But Gurdeep, what about Kiran Rijiju, who says that one day before Bihar elections, this is an attempt to divert attention from Bihar elections, and these are frivolous charges. This is what he said in a press conference. That Rahul Gandhi goes to Cambodia, then he goes to Thailand, and then he comes back with such insane logic. This is what he had to say in the press conference. What would you say to that?
Well, I don't think trivializing the issue that BJP always tries to do as a strategy is working anymore. People, even in the remote villages, are talking about vote chori. People realize that there's something very serious happening. Rahul Gandhi has been putting all his effort in uncovering this conspiracy. This is not his job. As a political party, it is not our job to do it. As a political party, our job is to work for solutions, to raise the problems of people and work for solutions, try to come in power and to try to give those solutions. But what we are doing, we are verifying the voter list. We are doing which election commission should have been doing. We are doing investigations which media should have been doing. We are doing the job of media. We are doing the job of institute constitutional authorities, and we are not doing what we are supposed to do, and which is having an impact on the political functioning of Congress party also. A lot of attention, lot of time is being diverted to investigating such issues. And if BJP tries to laugh it away or ridicule it or trivialize it, I don't think that is going to happen, because the data is so stark. A single women photograph appears 223 times in two booths. How can any BLO, any ERO oversee this? It's the same women. The name is of the male and the photograph is of a female. How can any ERO overlook this? As Arunji said, it is the responsibility of the ERO to verify this. If they have not done it, then they have not conducted themselves in accordance with the law. And how can people gloss over this? Just by saying that Rahul Gandhi went to Cambodia doesn't mean that Election Commission has not connived and there's no conspiracy here. These are two different things. They're trying to trivialize it, which I don't think is happening anymore.
No, but Gurdeep, Rahul also said that the same thing is going to happen in Bihar. Now, what is the point in making these kind of presentations and then not able to prevent that kind of a vote theft? Because people would ask that, okay, you've made the presentation, you've made the public aware, but what next? What is going to be the next step by Congress or Rahul Gandhi?
I think we should look back upon last 1 year. In the party, when we raised this issue after Haryana election, nobody believed that there is a uh, theft happening at this scale. Even our own party people were not convinced. Even media people were not convinced. Even the intellectuals were not convinced. They were always giving a reason for Congress's losses, that there is infighting, there is some rebel issue, you did not conduct the election well, the campaign was weak. 10 different, there was polarization, there was Hindu-Muslim issue. All the explanations were being given by our own people and people who support Congress and secular politics. But they did not accept the fact that there's something deeper happening here. After Maharashtra, when we raised it, even our own people said, no, this is not possible. So what Rahul Gandhi has done in last 3 months, starting from August and now, he has tried to convince people who believe in democracy also that there is something very sinister happening here. And in last 3 months, he has been able to do it. We have gone to courts, it did not work. We have gone to media, it did not work. So we are going to people of this country because something is very clear. First, let people realize that BJP is into a conspiracy mode, trying to steal your mandate. And I think this is a big achievement of last 3 months. What can Congress party do? In SIR, we are still in Supreme Court. The hearing is still going on. The elections are this week, tomorrow, day after, on 11th. But the hearing has not come to an end in Supreme Court. So can Congress do anything about it? Should it have directed Supreme Court? Is it constitutionally mandated to do that? That, okay, you finish the hearing before the election starts in Bihar? It did not do it. Some relief were received from the court. There was certain very important relief that the country got from Supreme Court. But the hearing on the basic issues is still on while Bihar goes to election on the basis of voter list drawn from SIR. And this is what Rahul Gandhi is telling you. The institutions which are there, they have collapsed. The institutions which are mandated by the constitution are not doing their job. So as a political party, what is our job? Our job is to make people aware, come to the court of people, and then from there struggle against this collapse. First step was to find out where the conspiracy lie. Second step was to communicate to people so that people start believing that, yes, there is a problem, there is a mandate which is being stolen. And the third step is to mount a response to this. Meanwhile, elections have been happening. We are contesting that election with our full force. 2 weeks back, even 10 days back, the media was reporting that there's a huge wave of NDA. BJP alliance might get 170, 175 seats. Now, what is the media report? They're saying it's very neck to neck fight. There may be 5 seats up, 5 seats down. How did we arrive at? It was because of the campaign that we are doing. We understand that when the voter lists are adulterated, when there are fake voters, when the institutions are not with us, then we have to ensure that people who support us go out and vote in huge numbers so that that gap can be covered. The gap, the way it was covered in Karnataka, the way it was covered in Jharkhand, the way it was covered in Telangana. So maybe 10%, 15% extra support we need from our voters. And that is what we are trying to do in Bihar also. Despite all the propaganda today the alliance, the Mahagathbandhan, Congress RJD alliance, now people are saying is a very strong alliance because there was whole propaganda around it, and we have been doing some serious work on the ground.
Like Gurdeep,
Meanwhile,
in case of
yeah,
Haryana, like Rahul Gandhi said that, despite so many fake voters, we won by 22, sorry, we lost the election by some 22,000 votes. That's what he explained. Are you expecting something on similar lines in Bihar as well? Or you are hopeful that you will overcome that hurdle and maybe the results would be in your favor?
No, we know that on average 19,000 names have been deleted from every constituency in an election, which last time there was the cumulative total net difference between the both alliances were 15,000 votes in Bihar also. Na? So we know in that context, deletion of 19,000 from every constituency is a highly significant number. We know that many of these voters whose names have been deleted are the supporters of Mahagathbandhan. We know this. We know that still there are almost 5 lakh duplicate voters. We know this. Despite that, we are contesting because these are the things that we know and we have been planning to overcome during this election. But having said that, in a very close fight, it is detrimental to our uh, interest. The Mahagathbandhan is not just fighting elections against the political alliance, it is fighting elections against the connivance of BJP with these forces. And this is a big challenge. But what should Congress party be doing? Congress party has to contest elections. We believe in democracy while making people aware, while exhausting all the legal avenues, and while doing our own investigations at the topmost level. And this is what Congress party has been trying to reach out to everyone through all possible routes. And this is not the end of this issue, Nilu. This is the beginning of this issue. This
Okay, so
entire vote chori thing, this entire struggle has now begun. When you consider the challenge that we are facing, you'll realize that this is not a small battle which we are fighting now.
all right. So, in fact, I'll ask you that, how is Congress trying to plan the next step? Are you going to gherav the Election Commission office? Will you seek Gyanesh Kumar's resignation? Will you gherav the Supreme Court as well? Because Supreme Court also has been, at least it appears very latent and inactive on this particular issue. Arunji, I'll come to you now. Looking at the technical facts which have been pointed out by Rahul Gandhi, what do you think has been very, very outstanding in today's presentation? Of course, there has been there have been duplicate voters, bulk voters are there. All those things have been pointed out, which were there in Mahadevapura and Aland also.
No, no. You see, the basic issue is this, that who switched off the deduplication software? Who gave that directive? So you have to be focused.
Yes.
There is an evidence that there are so many duplicate votes. There is a software existing from 2015. Just as was this fuel of that plane switched off due to sabotage, or was it an accident? This switching off of the deduplication software was a deliberate act. It was not accidental. It was a criminal act. And for that, you see, you have to be focused. These are the issues that have to be taken to the court. You see, right now, when Gyanesh Kumar was conducting the last press conference, in that there was a question asked that why are you not using the deduplication software? He said that because we are conducting it afresh, so there is no question of there being two epic cards for one. But when the Reporters Collective came out with its report, they showed that there were thousands of such cases where there were duplicate votes after the final roll. Now that should be put in the face of Gyanesh Kumar and said that you are criminal. How dare you are switching off this? Why are you doing it? Because you are a rigger. You are rigging the election. These are the ways in which you have a foolproof case rather than spreading yourself thin and making a lot of allegation. Another example I'll give you. Ask them for all Form 6, Form 7. If they don't give it, take it to the court. How can you add and delete votes at your will?
In today's presentation, Form 6 and 7.
Yes, it is your right. It is the right of the person whose vote was deleted that he should be informed that who deleted his vote and how was it deleted. Number 3, you go to the court and say that you have a policy that you don't interfere with the election once the elections are announced, and yet you don't decide cases for 6 years till the term is over. So either you make a pledge that it will be decided not in 6 months, then in 18 months, or you allow interference while the election is on, because lot of criminal acts are taking place by preventing candidates from filing their nomination, which has happened in Tagarniveli. You go to the court, court says, what can I do? It happened in Bombay when they said that they are rigging the election. The court said that the elections is on. So these are systemic flaws which are being exploited by or this thing. And if the Congress can fill the entire Vigyan Bhavan with its lawyers from all over the country, and certainly if they put to if that lawyer cell puts together its head, they can sort out all these things. See, people like us who are in the public interest in this thing, we have been filing petitions after petition, be it on electoral bonds, be it on EVM, be it on even now on SIR, and the political parties are not coming forward. So these are major flaws which the court let them not decide. The very
Gandhi,
fact
one
today,
question
if
before I come to
no, no,
Gurdeep. When you say that opposition or the political parties need to come forward now,
no, they need
Congress.
to go to the court on these issues.
No, no, just
You,
hear me
you,
out. Just hear
uh,
me out. When you say that the political parties need to do more, Congress already has put up a great work. They've come up with a remarkable presentation. They've done a lot of homework. I come to you,
but
Gurdeep. But
no, no,
but
you
are
have
you expecting other political parties also to pitch in?
everybody, you have identified the problem. Now
Hmm.
we have to talk about the solution, how to preempt it. What are
Right,
the systemic flaws? Take the case of BLA. Who are these BLA? These are intermediaries who are bribing the BLO to delete and include the votes. Congress can't cope with the Panna Pramukhs because it doesn't have that type of outreach. And if they don't participate, then they are damned. If they participate, then they are damned. Because then the election commission gets an alibi to say that, look, you participated. What was your BLA doing? Why did you not appoint the BLA? If you don't participate, then you give a free pass to the Panna Pramukhs to manipulate as much as they want. So these are the systemic type, and BLAs have no place in the entire
right.
electoral law.
No, no,
You see,
you're
it is
right.
the
But what I
primary
don't understand,
responsibility,
right?
primary
What I don't understand,
responsibility
right?
of the ERO to make and of the election commission that the electoral roll will be error free.
Hmm.
That is its job. That's what it flaunts. I'll tell you the exact this thing. 1146. You take the electoral manual. There it says that it is the responsibility of ultimately it is the responsibility of the ERO, and if there is any dereliction of duty, he will be punished. There is
Hmm.
section 31 and 32 in the Representation of People Act, which provides for these representations. Who gave that undertaking of the Brazilian model? Was it the BLO or was it a
I
person?
thought in fact the Brazilian model mystery is something which
No,
nobody has been able
it typifies the arrogance, the extent to which they can manipulate and get away with it. They
to. Right
don't even have to do the hard work. They can
now,
take anybody from any country and call him an electorate in our electoral rules. This is
right
the
now.
level to which they have
Yes.
degenerated.
No, I'll come to Gurdeep now with a question, and then you can add on to whatever you want to say. That when Rahul Gandhi made the presentation on Mahadevapura, it was followed up with a lot of protests in the premises of Parliament. Then you had a signature campaign all across the country, and you gathered so many signature campaigns all across the country. But we still don't see any solution. And now then after that, the Aland happened, and now we see an entire mandate stolen from Haryana. Now, what is the way out? Are we going to continue to see presentations like these, or are we also going to look for solutions? Because it's obvious that people will ask that, okay, you've made the presentation. What is going to be your next step? What are the questions you raise before the country? Yes, Gurdeep.
Yeah, I'll come to that. I share the anguish expressed by Arunji. But the problem with a lot of the work that as a political party we do either goes unnoticed or is, I think, written off. You talk of petitions, Arunji. In Haryana, we have filed 23 petitions. They are in court. In Maharashtra, we have filed 63 petitions. These are filed by political parties only, Congress and its allies in Maharashtra and Congress in Haryana. In Uttarakhand, we filed 4,000 RTIs. Only 136 were replied to, and none of the replies gave the answer to those RTIs. In Uttarakhand, there were 500 candidates who were 527 candidates who were registered in more than one places whose candidature should have been cancelled as per rules. It was not done. We went to High Court, we went to Supreme Court. Supreme Court also levied a fine on Uttarakhand Election Commission, 2 lakh rupees fine, saying that why did you not do it? We, in Diu Daman, what you just mentioned, in the local bodies election, which happened 2 weeks back, 80% of our candidates' nomination forms are rejected. 80% candidate nomination forms are rejected. We are filing a petition. In SIR, we are one of the petitioners in Supreme Court. And these are just which are coming to my mind orally. There are so many things that we have been doing in last 1 year to fight this legally. And to say that we are not focusing on the right issue. You mentioned one issue. I'll mention many more issues that we are raising. Who ordered that CCTV footage will be purged after 15 days? There's no record of CCTV footage. That was a deliberate design to eradicate, to eliminate the proof. Because once you have fake voter list, and once you have one person being registered in several booths, several times, then against that name, BJP's people, their workers, they do fake voting.
No,
All
but
those
Gurdeep,
faces,
about the
Neelu, let me complete.
CCTV.
Let me complete this. Those faces are there in the CCTV footage. And even the court directed in 2 cases that footage be shared with the petitioners. Election Commission decided to change the rule and said that the CCTV footage will not be stored. About Form 6 and Form 7, when we use the data which was uploaded on the website of Election Commission to make the analysis in Madhevpura, what did Election Commission do? It has stopped uploading Form 6 and 7. And you are asking us, we should be focusing on ensuring that Form 6 and 7 should be uploaded. Election Commission is doing exactly opposite. Aadhaar. In March, Election Commission said that Aadhaar will be linked to the voter list so that there's no fake voter. In August, the same Election Commission started saying that Aadhaar is not a proof of citizenship, so we will not accept it. Whereas the same Election Commission in same SIR has 9 documents which are not proof of citizenship. Out of 11, 9 are not proof, but they singled out Aadhaar. And when in Rahul Gandhi's second press conference, when we showed to the nation that fake mobiles numbers, duplicate mobile numbers were being used to eliminate and add fake voters, Election Commission quietly did a review and made Aadhaar mandatory for online filing of Form 6, Form 7, or online registration of this thing. So Aadhaar 1 month becomes a valid thing. In second month, it is unacceptable thing. In third month, it is acceptable. So who is giving these orders? When in RTI, these informations were being sought, what did RTI reply was there? There's no file movement. There's nothing on file. The notings have not been shared. So problem is everyone, including yourself, Arunji, including yourself, Neelu, we are all used to a democratic structure in this country, which we have seen for past 7.5 decades, where institutions were doing their work. Where you had a grievance, you go to the institution, there's a hearing. Where there was a legalized response to your grievances. Suddenly, now you find that Election Commission will just not respond to your issues. After such huge data in 3 press conferences, after 4,000 RTIs, after petitions, Election Commission just refuses to do its work. It refuses to do any inquiry. The courts keep on delaying SIR. The matters is still in court while the elections voting is now about to happen. So now we are facing a new reality that the India in which democracy was sustained by institutions empowered by constitution, that India is no more the same India. So this is a new reality. What Rahul Gandhi has done is made people aware of this new reality. This is the first step. Now, what is the next step? I think if you think that the signature campaign which Congress party is doing, and today we had a review meeting of all general secretaries in charges, a Zoom meeting. We have collected 5 crore signatures. 5 crore signatures against this vote chori have been collected by Congress party. In next 3-4 days, whenever the date is decided, we are going to submit it to the President of India. Why are we collecting those signatures? It has two purposes. One, go to people, make them aware. If we are saying that we are not hitting roads, that is wrong. We have 5 crore signatures now. That is the first thing. Make people aware. And second thing, also go to the next level of protest. Every time, you see, protest is a targeted protest. Here, earlier in India, there was a protest, there was some agency, some institution which used to honor that protest, which used to address the issues raised through that protest.
Right.
That India no longer exists. And once you realize that, then you'll realize that this is not a simple legal fight. This is not a fight of petitioners. It is not, we are not going to get justice just by petitioning to those who do not believe in democracy. This is not being done, this has not been done innocuously. This all is being done through design. So the fight is difficult. And in any country, and I have been saying it again and again, democracy is not sustained by political parties. Democracy is sustained when it is in peril. It is sustained by people of that country. And this is those people that we are addressing. Now,
Right.
we may draw best of the petitions. We are doing that. We are not leaving that also. And from this conversation also, we do pick up ideas. We do pick up what comes across on media like yours channel. And we do try to bring in those points in our legal fight. But please be clear that this fight is not just about legalities. This is about collapse of democracy in this country.
Right. No, no. No one can dismiss all these points which you have mentioned, Gurdeep. But Arunji, I'll come to you now. When the fence becomes harmful, what can the grass do? That's a famous saying which goes in English. So now
French
here
is
the courts. No, no. The thing is that when the courts should have asked the election commission that why did you change the conduct of rules at the last moment? Why are you not willing to share the CCTV footage? And if the courts are not asking those questions, what can the political parties do? Gurdeep is right, absolutely. I mean, of course, whatever they can do, they are doing. But how will you, this institutional malady which is coming across, how will you rectify that?
no, you have to, you see, you have to strategize. You know that judges are being superseded. 50, 60 judges from the High Court are being superseded to make a particular person a future Chief Justice of India. Should you go to the High Court or the Supreme Court? Because there is a lot of heartburning among the judges of the High Court who are not getting justice because the supersession is at the instance of the government. So when you get a CC footage, a favorable judgment in the High Court, what is the necessity when the government changes the law to rush to the Supreme Court? Either keep quiet or go to the High Court. This is a strategy that you should be aware of. Right now, what has happened in Haryana High Court, orders in an election petition that count the postal votes. That's all he was demanding. The margin of defeat was so thin and the postal votes were not counted. The court agreed to count the votes. They rushed to the Supreme Court, and who else? Justice Suryakant gives a stay, an indirect stay. Publicize that. What was the demand? It was a very simple demand. You can't do anything. No, I'm merely saying that strategies, you can't ignore the legal this thing. We may lose, but then the people know whether we have lost correctly. Take the issue of non-selection of the Election Commission. Jai Thakur has been in court since 2024 January. The selection of the worst election commissioner in the history of India, Ganesh Kumar, came up. The court said, we will take you to task if you this thing. You did not do it. Bad luck. Now you are saddled. Now tell the court that it was your abstinence. It was your indecisiveness which has led to Gyanesh Kumar stealing the votes of we the people of India and converting it we the people of RSS. I'm using strong language. But then that is the way you will have to do it, because they are also aware of their legacy. Merely criticizing when the Chief Justice is retired, like they are doing with Gogoi and Chandrachud, won't do. At one end, you have the BJP hurling shoe and condemning the Chief Justice of India by saying that he is responsible for civil war and no action is being taken. And we can't even say the right things. So that is what I am trying to say.
No, no. I'll come to Gurdeep now because he wanted to make a point.
It is
Yes.
not today. It has been happening. Institutions have been degenerating year after year, and now it has come to a point that they have become shameless. They don't care, and they are just not even apologizing. Even that sense, what you said, that the fence is eating the grass. So that is what is happening. So you have to also be very. What will happen? If you are saying if you say that the Chief Justice is responsible for civil war and nothing happens, then can't you criticize the court for keeping a case pending like they did in electoral bonds? How many years did they keep it pending? Who kept it pending? A judge who was accused of sexual harassment? So we have to be very forthright in our criticism.
Right. Okay. Gurdeep, you wanted to say something? Yeah.
Well, I think he has himself answered my questions. Institutions are not working. That's his case also. When the Chief Justice of India issue is hurled at him, and there's no response from his fellow judges, then what are we talking about? People are languishing in jail. What is happening to Sonam Wangchuk? You have great faith in judiciary. I also have a faith in judiciary. But what is happening to Sonam Wangchuk? A person as well known as him is languishing in jail for several weeks now, and there's no recourse, no judicial recourse to his case. Is it not a fact that people have gone to court? People have gone to court. People are going to court in every single case. People have been criticizing the delays. Congress party has been criticizing those delays on every front. But what happens when those words are not heard? Those voices are not heard. And this is the challenge that I am underlining. We are expecting from those. हमको उनसे वफा की है उम्मीद जो नहीं जानते वफा क्या है. तो अब इसमें क्या करेंगे आप? ये सोचने की बात है.
So, do we spend this time just waiting for the conscience of the people to get awakened? Then we will decide the next step. How should the people or the citizens of the country now respond after Rahul Gandhi's presentation?
No, we are not waiting. We are certainly not waiting. We have gone to people. We have collected 5 crore signatures. We are hitting the roads in next few weeks. We are going to people. We are designing protests.
So you've given a news point. You are saying that you will scale up the protest. That is going to be the next level of protest. What is the form of protest going to be now? Are we going to see similar protests what we saw in August? The vote chore, Gaddi chore slogans, then within the parliament premises?
This is an ever-evolving situation. What has been decided, I have shared with you. What will be decided will be known to this nation in coming weeks. But certainly, this is an issue on which political parties alone cannot give a solution, because political parties are just one of the stakeholders in democracy.
No, you're right, Gurdeep. But I have one question, which is a little tricky. That Rahul Gandhi started the Voter Adhikar Yatra in Bihar, and that was a stupendously successful voter yatra. But after that, it lost momentum. Rahul went away with other things in the party, and Tejasvi did not pick up the voter adhikar issue. Of course, here and there, some chants we heard, but then he started talking about unemployment and the welfare schemes. All those things came up. But had it been that he had maintained the momentum on the SIR, the vote chori issue, then probably the scale of this issue or the gravity would have been heightened and people would have understood it better. And then Rahul Gandhi now has come up with another presentation. how will the parties unite on this particular issue? Today I was seeing Aditya Thakere's tweet. He has supported Rahul Gandhi, and a beautiful tweet he has written, and bringing out all the facts what Rahul has pointed out. But it will take more than Aditya Thakere only to comment. How will all the political parties unite on this particular issue?
I think you are being unfair on the political parties. There is complete unity on this issue. 44 parties are approaching Supreme Court from Tamil Nadu. The meeting held, multi-party, all-party meeting held by Stalin. That was the decision. They are going. They are all united. But you are also being unfair on us as political party. Voter Adhikar Yatra was a high-profile, high-pitched campaign. Are we seriously saying that that level of high-pitched campaign is possible for 70, 80 days non-stop? Are we living in a real world? Number two, when the Voter Adhikar Yatra was an awareness campaign. Elections are not just fought on awareness campaigns. Elections are also fought on people's issue. Had we just restricted ourselves to only vote Adhikar throughout the Bihar election, do you think people would have come to us and voted? Okay, you are talking about our vote Adhikar. People want to know what is happening to their unemployment. People want to talk about development. People want to know about what is a political party has a vision for them. These are political issues in an election. And in an election campaign, these issues have to be raised. And that is why consciously the campaign in Bihar moved from voter adhikar, which was an awareness phase, to an electoral phase where we talked about problems of people, where we talked about our promises. It is not just Tejasvi Yadav, but all the parties collectively went back to the issues which matter in an election. Just to say that we are agitated today after RG's press conference doesn't mean that you can fight election on these issues. Election is much more than one single issue. And that is what we try to did. And that is what we have successfully done. And I'll recall this, that the field reports of all the media is again back to this, that both the alliances are in a very neck-to-neck fight. How did that happen? Despite all the propaganda being done by BJP, all the money being put by BJP, all deletions done by SIR, which amounts to 19,000 names in every constituency, now everybody is saying there's a neck-to-neck fight. How did that happen if we were not on ground? I think sometimes we are caught by our own imagination that this should have been the right course of action. Rahul Gandhi went to Bihar. All the allies were with him throughout the yatra, raised the awareness, and then we had to go down to actual politics of deciding the tickets, drawing up the manifestos, going and contesting elections, because contesting elections is much more than just carrying out one yatra.
Right. Okay, so Arunji, we'll have to come to the end of the program. So, what do you
Yes.
expect now after this? Of course, there are certain issues which Gurdeep has pointed out, and they are right in their own ways. But what would you say towards the end now?
No, I would like to suggest that they should have a very clear guideline or a playbook which everybody can understand, and give it at the district level, constituency level. That how to, you see, Form 6 and Form 7 doesn't come only under the RTI. It is the right under the conduct of electoral rules, which were changed partly for that video thing. So you are entitled to that information under the election
Entitled
rules.
है, पर वो कोई देगा तो मिलेगा ना।
सर सुनिए, तो मेरी बात तो सुनिए आप।
यही तो हम कह रहे हैं, एंटाइटलमेंट तो इन सब चीजों का है।
I agree, you did a wonderful job in Uttarakhand. अब वहां पे जिनका वोट कटा,
मिली तो नहीं ना इन्फॉर्मेशन सर।
नहीं मिली तो आप उसी को उठा के एस्केलेट करते रहो ना कोर्ट में।
तो कर रहे हैं, that's what we are doing.
That has to be escalated at the district level, at the high court level, and not go to the supreme and say कि भाई ये हमारा हक है, मेरा वोट कटा।
सर ये बात बोल रहे हैं, इस बात को लेके आंदोलन भी कर रहे हैं, कोर्ट में भी जा रहे हैं, ये तो हम कर ही रहे हैं, पर उसके बावजूद नहीं मिले तो बताइए क्या करें? आप बताइए, व्हाट इज द नेक्स्ट स्टेप?
नहीं आप
बताइए।
नहीं नहीं, मैं
कांग्रेस
ये कह
पार्टी को सेशन दीजिए,
नहीं,
आई एम
दूसरा
हियर टू लिसन
दूसरा
टू यू।
स्टेप तो सुनिए, दूसरा तो राज ठाकरे ने बड़ा अच्छा स्टेप बताया। आप हम यू आर आस्किंग मी,
आप
ही
बताइए अरुण
सेड,
जी।
नहीं, आई एम टेलिंग यू व्हाट राज ठाकरे सेड, एंड इट इज अ वेरी गुड सोल्यूशन, क्योंकि उसमें कुछ होगा भी नहीं। उसने कहा, इफ यू कैच समबडी विच यू विल कैच एनी नंबर डूइंग बोकस वोटिंग, you first thrash him and then you hand him over to the police. Don't cause grievous hurt or simple hurt, but thrash him. I have seen with my own eyes as a youngster booths being looted, and how these BJP people used to flee away from that this thing. So the moment people are aware that my vote is being stolen in this constituency, when the polls close, in the
सर सर,
darkness of,
आप अपने उससे हट रहे हैं। प्लीज कम बैक टू द सॉल्यूशन, इंस्टीट्यूशनल सॉल्यूशन दैट यू हैव बीन सजेस्टिंग।
yes, institution, this is not an institutional, this is what is going to channelize the people whose vote. You see, there is an anguish, I am telling you. Stealing of vote is not an
ऑफ कोर्स
issue
देयर
of
इज
the
एन
political
एंग्विश।
parties. We have, our entire independence movement was about our vote. People have laid
यस,
down their lives where the BJP was a collaborator or their ancestors were collaborators. And they are the same people who are now stealing our votes. This is the movement on which Britain took about 95 years. Even in USA, it took till the voting rights to come down to in 67 and all, when these rights were given. And this is being taken up in a snipe. Like this thing, they have been taking it away. So it is a very grave thing which people are not understanding.
द
Because we
ग्रेव
are
है वो
just,
तो इवन राहुल गांधी इज पुटिंग बिफोर पीपल। लीगल एवेन्यूज वी आर फॉलोइंग, awareness avenues we
so
are following. My point is, let us also come together to the drawing board. Let us look for solutions for way forward in an institutional framework where we can move forward, because we are faced with a situation where people who are supposed to address this are part of the problem. People who are supposed to give solutions are themselves part of the problem, and this has never happened in India, because the India that we saw was designed by Congress party. That was a constitutional scheme of things where institutions were allowed to develop, allowed to function, even to the detriment of Congress's own politics so many times. So, but that system is no more there. So solutions are with the institutions who are the part of problem for us now. And that is why we need greater brainstorming. What Congress party is doing, what Rahul Gandhi is doing, is the first thing. He has convinced the nation that yes, there is a conspiracy. This is the success of phase one. Second phase, we are going to people, telling them that yes, this is happening in greater detail, and let us get together to save our right to vote. And from there, the solution will emerge.
Okay, so I think we've done a lot of brainstorming on this program, and one question which we almost forgot, and I think I should ask both of you, Gurdeep first. What is the mystery behind the Brazilian model? Because I'm sure Rahul Gandhi himself mentioned during the presentation that
No,
she
no,
might be trolled. Is she someone who is a living
no, no, no.
person, or is it a fictitious entity?
There's no mystery. You see, what is happening is they have set up control rooms, control centers, call centers, whatever you say. Those people are given a task that you have to enroll so many voters and you'll get paid. Like in Karnataka, we found out 60 rupees per new voter. Now, for enrolling, you need photograph. So these people, they just go to internet, download any photograph and put it there. So there is this one photograph. We have discovered so many, not one. This Brazilian women is the one which we put out today, but we have actually zeroed down thousands of such photographs which have been just randomly picked up from internet and
Oh,
have been used to register votes. So what Rahul Gandhi wanted to emphasize, that this is not a work of some BLA, some neighbor's photograph has been misused, or some BJP worker is getting himself or herself voted, enrolled on multiple places. No, that is not. It is beyond that. It's a organized racket which is handling this, which just picks up photographs. They do not, it doesn't matter to them whether a person is Indian, whether a person belongs to a state, whether a person that belongs to constituency. They just need one photo. And in this particular case, this photo happened to be of a lady from Brazil, and her profile is there on the internet. That person is very much there. She has nothing to do with this controversy. She has no role. She has no connection. Her picture was just picked up by that call center or the control room set up by BJP to enroll her photograph as fake voter. And this is
Right.
what Rahul Gandhi has tried to point out.
Okay, so Arunji, very quickly and very briefly, now can this girl, the Brazilian model, can she sue the election commission that why her face was used for such a purpose? Can she do that?
Can I
Yes,
peel off now, please?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
if,
Okay, thank you,
if,
Gurdeep. Thank you so much for joining. Yes, Arunji, just this
if
last
she
bit.
if she is a model, she can definitely sue because she has a copyright and that's her profession. So anybody who uses her image can be sued. But that apart, it should be used to hammer this Ganesh Kumar that where was your deduplication software? Why did you switch it off? Who gave the instruction? Either you gave or somebody gave. Identify that person and prosecute him. That is the main this thing behind that particular this thing, because this is a deliberate act. They are creating fictitious entities in the voting list where anybody can go and vote on that particular identity which has crept into the electoral roll. That is the very purpose. Anybody who is there at the hand, it need not be a specific person.
Right.
XYZ can go and vote for her. Similarly, for that lady whose photograph was used in to 200 or 300 times, and there were many such this thing. Those are all potential spaces to commit fraud on the voting day, and that is what is happening.
Right. So, all right. A lot of people have been suggesting, Arunji, that you should go and meet Rahul Gandhi. So, I just thought I'll convey this to you. We'll have to end it here. Yes, Arunji should go and meet Raga. That's what Abraham Samuel, a viewer who joined our program, has written. But we'll have to end it here. Thank you so much, Arunji, for joining. And thanks once again to Gurdeep. He had to leave. Thank you very much.
Thank you.